And we're back in the land where people don't have to wear masks on the back of their head to survive. Good luck, Homer. Joining me on stage is Brandon from Namco Bandai Games, and we're here to talk about Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. Brandon, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here. All right, so Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. Now, there have been a host of Dragon Ball games. Tenkaichi's been in there, Budokai, Raging Blast, Limit Burst. Like, there's a lot of titles going on here. Put this in context for us. What's this game all about?
Yeah, so a lot of titles. So this game's all about the Ultimate #1, Tenkaichi. Basically, this game comes out October 25th. And this is going to be expanding the entire Dragon Ball Z universe, Z series, as well as the GT series. So a whole host for the Dragon Ball fans.
All right, cool. And we've got it queued up here. We've got another Brandon here ready to fire up some fights. And so we're going to jump into that, show you folks the game in action. Now, this is a 3D fighting game?
Correct. 3D fighting game. You're going to see in the demo in a couple minutes that it's going to have melee combat mode in addition to a blast mode, which Dragon Ball fans are really familiar with, where Goku and the characters really come back and pull back and use some of their abilities to fire onto the other character.
Yeah, now, you know, if you've watched the show, if you've played the games, you know that these fights, they take place up close, but then they are also flying through the air, they're blasting each other from all across the place. Are you guys really, you going after that sense of scale, that sense of like, these are two titans clashing? Exactly,
big, huge sense of scale. The first thing we're going to show you in the game demo today is we've introduced something called the impact brake system.
Okay.
So this is new to the Dragon Ball franchise. It's never been in a Dragon Ball game before. Basically what that means is it's full environmental destruction. So Brandon over here, he's going to jump into the game, battle mode, give you a quick glimpse of some of the characters. He's going to select
Looks like we've got our core roster there, familiar faces.
Core roster. Scroll through it for a couple of seconds.
How many are we looking at? I mean, we see 10 slots here.
We haven't announced the full amount of characters in the game. I'll have to get you to come to our website if you want to dragonball.namco.com for more info leading up to the launch.
All right.
But in this build, we got 9 characters to choose from.
Okay, familiar faces. So we're going with Goku versus Vegeta.
Correct.
And where are we fighting? On top of a floating mountain?
Yeah, it looks like, I think we're in the wasteland, Brandon. Yeah, we're going to be in the wasteland.
All right, now I was watching this happen when you guys were demoing yesterday on the show floor. What is this capsule shooting business during the loading screen?
So Dragon Ball series have been known to have these little games kind of on the loading screen. So Capsule Corp, those are the logos of capsules. It's in the Dragon Ball universe, in the anime series, and basically it's just pulling that forward into the game so the fans of the Dragon Ball series can really feel like it's authentic.
All right. Now, is he getting any benefit for pinging
No, it's just wasting the time, just killing the time.
Just something to do while you get your reflexes sharp before you go into battle?
Exactly. So here we're in battle mode. Brandon is stringing together a bunch of combos. So here really the objective, you'll notice in the UI, on the top left, you can see those 2 arrows. That's the spirit gauge. And essentially, his objective is to try to build that spirit gauge, and once those arrows are highlighted, it gives him the ability to execute, here's one of the ultra moves, super moves, in addition to the ultra moves. So it gives him that ability to really, play up the awesome anime style animation and things like that in the game.
Mm-hmm. And I like that you take those long, lingering moments of the blast going, and then Vegeta waiting for, quipping before he takes one in the face, and then we saw this giant sort of ditch wrought into the land by that blow.
So that's what I'm referring to in the impact brake system. So that's all new, never been in a Dragon Ball game before. Right here you're seeing he was just countered. So the bottom left UI, basically that gives the ability to, that's the key gauge. And what that is, you'll see those 3 icons. That gives players the ability to counter ultra and super moves.
Okay.
So it's basically that back and forth gameplay, which makes it a lot more interesting and more dynamic.
All right. Now these guys are brawling it out, and they, we can see their sort of health numbers represented in the upper right corner. Now, is this is that key gauge?
So right now he's actually chained together combos in order to build his spirit to execute the Kamehameha, which you saw in some of the other, like the Spirit Bomb and some of the other moves that Goku's known for.
I don't think that's how that's pronounced. I think you have to yell it a little bit. Can you give us...
Kamehameha!
There we go. Excellent. You got to do that once more with feeling. I like that.
But then I also wanted to show you guys, so Brandon, why don't we jump into the boss battle, because that's something that I wanted to talk about, which is also new to the Dragon Ball franchise. we've added boss battles to the game this year.
Okay.
So for the purpose of the Comic-Con build, we've just placed them into the main menu so we can easily access them, but these will be in actual story mode. Bosses are 15 times larger than the character, and we're going to jump into one of those scripted boss sequences right now.
All right, now, so this is, players will encounter the bosses over the course of a story mode of some kind?
Correct, as they're flying throughout the world, they can engage these boxes. We haven't really started to talk about the details on how that's going to unravel, but that's kind of the top line I can give you right now.
Will be pretty familiar to fans of the series?
Fans of the series will be familiar with it.
All right, cool. And now, this large, portly fellow.
Janemba. So here you're going to fight, so basically it's a phased boss battle. So essentially this is the first phase. He needs to get down his health to a certain amount, and then he's going to go into a scripted sequence of phase 2, which he'll get to. It'll take a couple seconds, but
this is the punch him in his big old belly
yes,
phase.
This is the punch him in his belly phase, and try to get him mad and angry so that he can go into his next phase.
Okay, this is that. I would say that is maybe even a little more than 15 times as big. I mean, that is a big dude that you are fighting, and he is really packing a punch when he lands a hit.
Yeah, correct. So the other character, actually, we're on the show floor in Comic-Con. We're not going to show it in this build, but you can come by and check it out. Vegeta's Great Ape, Giant Ape, is in this as well, and you can kind of test that and play.
Test your metal against the Great Ape.
As well.
And so, okay, so you guys, Namco Bandai, you got a place on the show floor. So if you folks are here at Comic-Con, you can roll over there and check out some DBZ, Ultimate Tenkaichi.
Correct. We have we have Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi, in addition to some of the Naruto franchises over there, Naruto Generations and Impact, so fans of that can come check those out.
So it's just like a whole little corner of anime fighting action over there.
Yes, exactly.
All right, that's not a bad destination for a Comic-Con day.
And then, actually, I just wanted to point out as well, we don't have this on the show floor in the build today, but the third key feature is in character customization tool, which we're going to be revealing more as we lead up towards launch in October.
Okay. But character customization, I mean, I know what Goku looks like. Like, what do you mean when you say characters customization?
So basically, this is new to the Dragon Ball franchise. Never been in a game before, and it allows you to customize your fight styles.
Okay.
So basically, I can select different pre-selected fight styles, and I can change Goku's fighting style and use one of the other ones in the game. In addition to that, I can change his hairstyle, color, clothing effects, and things of that nature. So fans are really going to be able to tweak out their favorite characters.
Okay, have a little metal in the Dragon Ball universe. Now, so this is it. Are we on to phase 2 that you were saying before? He's
on phase 2.
He's being cheeky to the giant Janemba boss, and that was
a slight tease there.
Yeah. So those were quick time events. Rapidly pressing buttons, and that just allows you guys to sort of drum it up even bigger.
Correct.
All right. So Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi, you got environmental destruction, you got the big boss battles, and you got character customization. Is there anything else you want to mention that fans, that sort of sparked their interest, or something about this game
in particular, actually, one thing, with the naming, just recently on Facebook and using our community, we kind of polled the community. We gave them 5 examples of the names, and they came through with Ultimate Tenkaichi as their #1 name. So we, in hand working with our partners in Japan, selected that name, and basically it was fan chosen, so we're really, really excited and proud about that.
All right, so I mean, you guys obviously have a pretty big fan base. Dragon Ball Z very popular, and so you're letting them sort of have a hand in the naming. Did you do any more of that, any of that stuff in, like, fans were clamoring for boss battles, so you put those in, like, did it surface anywhere else in the development process, sort of the focus on the fans and giving them what they want?
Yeah, no, we're always looking for ways to reach out to our community and to our fans. I mean, trying to leverage Facebook, obviously, the social media craze. Any way we can get their input to value our game design, that's a win-win for everyone.
People do love that social media, don't they?
They do.
Cool, Brandon. Well, I think we're about wrapping up here with Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. The only question that remains, you mentioned it at the top of the demo, but give it to me one more time. What platforms is this game coming out on, and when is it coming out?
Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, releases October 25th. More info can be found at dragonball.namco.com.
All right, Brandon, thank you so much for coming by and talking about the game.
Thanks
Brandon, thank you for brawling with various enemies there on screen. And folks, thank you for sticking with us. We are going back out to the show floor, into the convention center, to see what Homer Bar's up to this time. Has he changed outfits? Is he wearing anything silly? Who knows? Let's find out.